All right, everybody, what is going on? Obviously, there's a lot going on in the world of the Seattle Seahawks right now. We got the number one seed. We're in the playoffs. We're waiting to see who we're going to play in a couple weeks. There is one thing that happened yesterday, though, that is important. I didn't talk about it yesterday, and I haven't talked about it yet today because we've got other things going on that take priority. But I don't want to completely ignore this either because it is notable and it is obviously something that will have a big effect on this team next season. It's the list of opponents for Seattle next season. It's out, it's official, it's been punched in. So we now know who we're going to be playing in 2026. So let's take a look at it. Greg Bell with the tweet here. Saw this from a bunch of other people as well. Basically just running down the home and away. All right, guys, let's take a minute so I can tell you about Sleeper, a one-stop shop for all your sports needs. You can celebrate and chat on sports games in real time with other users. You can get the fastest scores, blazing fast sports news and sports alerts right at your fingertips. And of course, you can use Sleeper to play in fantasy leagues and win real money on picks contests. This is the way sports were meant to be enjoyed together. So download Sleeper today. Use promo code SBN to get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. And you can pair that with another promo they have right now where you can get a $20 entry free with no deposit required. So get both of those things going. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states and growing. So check out Sleeper today. Get to it and go have some fun with sports this year. All right, so taking a look at what we got right now, obviously you have home and away against the division rivals. And one thing that Greg Bell notes in his tweet here that's kind of interesting is that our road game against the Rams may end up being put in Australia. So we would get an international game, haven't had one of those in a couple years. We wouldn't lose one of our home games, which is always nice. I know a lot of people say we play better on the road, but I'd rather have home games for a myriad of different reasons. But yeah, we'll see if that ends up happening. That would be interesting. I don't know if there's ever been an NFL game in Australia before. I feel like the answer is no, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So yeah, 49ers, Rams, Cardinals. We get each of those teams twice. And then looking at the home games, we've got the Dallas Cowboys to start us off. So interesting. I don't think the Cowboys are going to be particularly good next year, but I do think they're going to be a threat. I think that offense is going to be very good as long as they keep the crew together. Dak, CD, Pickens. They've got some young guys on the offensive line that may or may not come together, but they should be an offensive annoyance for sure. And they do have some interesting stuff happening on that defensive line. I just don't think they're going to be able to put it together. They weren't able to put it together this year. They put it together for a few games and then it fell apart very quickly. So Cowboys, Giants, can't imagine the Giants being good next year. I know Jackson Dart is interesting, but I think that organization is such a mess that it's very unlikely the Giants are going to be anything other than a fourth place team in 2026. Chargers. Chargers could be a problem. Third year of Harbaugh. The offensive line should be healthy, although we say that every year, and then many years it's not because they keep getting hurt. Defense should be very, very difficult to deal with. And I imagine that they're at least a playoff team, and they could be a Super Bowl team if the health comes together for them, I think. Chiefs. Chiefs, you would assume are going to be back in the mix, but don't be so fast about that. I don't know if they've got a good feel for the receiver position right now. Andy Reid might retire, and if Andy Reid retires, they're in a bind. Like, I don't know what Mahomes looks like without Andy Reid. I don't know what that offense looks like without Andy Reid. And I know Reid didn't have a great year last year, but if Andy Reid goes, Remember, Travis Kelce's almost definitely going to be gone, and if he's not, he's probably going to be a liability next year. So I don't know about that Chiefs team. If they lose Spagnuolo as well, if he decides to leave as well because everyone else is leaving, that Chiefs team, they might be another mediocre squad in 2026. So I don't know about that. You got the Bears. I think the Bears are going to be good. I do. They've got the offense to put together pretty well. It's relatively young. Should be pretty easy to keep together. They just got to figure out the defense, and they're going to have the whole offseason to figure that out. They've got cap space. They've got draft picks to play with. So I think the Bears will be good. Patriots, I imagine that they'll be good, but there should be a big back to reality season on deck for them because their schedule is going to be harder. They played a ridiculously easy schedule in 2025. They're probably like a 10 or 11 win team that won 14 games because of it. So in 2026, they should come crashing back down. Now, that doesn't change the fact that they're going to be a good team, but I think there's a very good chance they end up more on the decent but not stellar side of the conversation. All right, going to the road games now. We've got the Commanders. Don't know. Don't really know what to expect there. Obviously, Jaden Daniels will probably be healthier, but that offense, I don't know if it's going to be put back together the way that the Commanders are going to want it. They might lose Kingsbury, and there could be some issues offensively there that cannot be fixed at this point in time. Would not surprise me. And it doesn't seem like that defense is going to get fixed under Dan Quinn. I thought it was going to get fixed this season. Maybe he just doesn't really have it in him to put together an elite defense anymore. I thought for sure he would this year. Didn't happen at all. So Commanders, I think, could go one way or the other. The Eagles are probably going to be good again because that's a team that will do whatever it takes to remain good. Obviously, we always beat the Eagles, as most Seahawks fans know, but I imagine that at the very least, they will be a worthy adversary, probably going to win that division again, and they will be a difficult team to beat. The Raiders, going to be a completely different team next year. No idea what they're going to look like. Probably going to have a Mendoza at quarterback. No idea who the coach is going to be. No idea what's going on there. So that should be a relatively soft team. Denver, I'm not totally sold on what Denver's doing this year, so I do think there's going to be a little bit of a back to earth for that team in 2026, but they're still going to be really good. Winning in Mile High is very hard. That's going to be a very tough game, even if Denver does kind of crash a little bit. And then you've got the Carolina Panthers, who I think have a low ceiling. They're kind of capped, but they're not going to be bad, I don't think. I do think they can make some improvements from 2025, but I think they're kind of capped at being like an okay team because there are too many limitations built into some of their core. But one really good offseason, and you never know. Okay, so that's the 2026 opponent list. We don't have the schedule yet. That's one thing I want to stress right now. People might be asking, what's the schedule? We don't get that until months from now. This is just the opponent list. And the opponent list actually does look kind of intimidating right now, if you're being honest, right? Like you look at this and you go, there's a lot of potential losses here. There's a lot of tough games. It's a first place schedule. All right, I'm going to go and get on out of here. See you guys later. Go Hawks. Check me out on Twitch later. Should be doing more Doom the Dark Ages. And yeah, that's about it. So see you guys later. Go Hawks. Everybody have a good rest of your day.